Hello, I'm Enyce Smith, and today on Beyond the Runway, we have the amazing Nacho here, and he's going to be talking about everything from his childhood, from abuse, and even being HIV positive. So you don't want to go nowhere because this is going to be a good, inspiring interview. Hello and welcome to Beyond the Runway. I am your host, Enyce Smith, and today we have the beautiful Nacho.
Hi.
Hi, Nacho. Nacho muchacha.
Okay.
Hi, Nacho. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. I just want to say thank you for coming on to the show. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let's get right into it. So, first of all, how old are you and where was you born at?
I'm 26 years old. I was born in Porterville, California.
Porterville, California. Where is that at?
In Central California.
Central California. Oh, wow. Okay, honey. You came out as a diva, honey. Yeah, so with that being said, so, we all be young. We be 1, we be 2, we be 3, 4. I don't remember being alive until I was 5, okay? And I just want to know, because when I was young, I know I liked the boys. I think I was born gay, but I don't know. They say that's not possible, but I know what I liked. I liked the penises and boys, okay? So do you think you was born gay, or do you
I was always attracted to men at a
Men?
really young
Hello.
age. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your childhood.
Okay, when I started, I was born in Porterville, California. Then I came to Los Angeles, I think around 5 years old.
5 years old? Okay.
Yeah, and then I went to school from 5 to 7, then I went back to my hometown where I was born at. Went to school up there from 7 to, I think it was 10 or 11 around there. Then we came back to LA. It was just me and my mother. My father was one of those dudes that got my mother pregnant and left.
Left?
Yeah, he left, but he was in and out of her life, basically.
Oh, so he was like a drive-by.
Pretty much.
So,
yeah.
and basically, she hit him up when she wanted to get a little. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was like a little. Okay, so go on.
Other than that, it got really bad when we came back to LA because my father was affiliated with the mafia.
The mafia?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he used to send me to school with drugs in my backpack and a gun.
Wait,
every
drugs?
day. Yeah, drugs like cocaine and PCP, like other stuff like that, weed and.
Wow.
But the teachers never knew. That's the thing. No, they never searched my backpack.
So why did your dad send you to school with drugs and guns in your backpack?
From what my understanding was, I didn't know back then, but now that I know now, people were after him, and that's why I'm guessing he wasn't around. Yeah, so whenever he came home, he would basically bring money, I guess, to give my mother and me, I guess, to eat and stuff like that, pay rent and stuff. But then he would just leave out of the blue. Yeah, he was one of the. And
so but do you think, so people was after him, do you think that they was trying to hurt you?
Yeah, actually, my mother told me before she died. She
Wow.
said some people from the gang called E-Slick or something like that. They were trying to kill me, so she would go to the school every day and pick me up, and she would wait there.
Wow.
Because they didn't like my father, so that's why they would.
So basically, he gave you guns and stuff just in case somebody try it, you have to pow, pow, pow.
I guess, but I didn't know how to use it.
Right, and you was how old again, 7?
Around 5, 7. It was 5 years old, around 7 to 5. Kindergarten, first grade, around there, yeah.
So, you've been around the other kids and you know that you had that stuff on you. How did that make you feel? Did that make you feel nervous, or?
I thought it was normal because I didn't know any better. Yeah, I didn't know any better. So.
And you just a little kid just walking around with guns and drugs in your backpack. You never been tempted to try to touch any of that stuff? You didn't know what it was? Or you was not
I didn't know what it was, but my mother told me not to touch it. She just said, keep it in the backpack and don't open it. So I was like, okay. And then she would stuff it in the sweater and put it in there, act like there was a sweater or something like that. She would just hide it.
Well, so was your mother scared of your father?
Pretty much, yeah, because he was an abusive man. He would beat on her all the time. Yeah, he shot her with the BB gun at least, I think, twice in the leg. Yeah. But she didn't become crippled or nothing like that. That's kind of shocking to me. All she did was went to the hospital, they pulled the BB things out of her leg, and that was it. She was still walking.
Wow. Okay, so did your dad ever beat your mom in front of you?
All the time. And he would have sex, like, he would rip her clothes off and have sex with her in front of me.
In front of you?
Mm-hmm.
How did that make you feel?
I got scared because he would get, like, really aggressive and his voice would be really, really loud and, like, it was just scary to me. Yeah.
Was your father on drugs?
Yeah, actually, he did drugs. He did cocaine. He shot up heroin. He smoked weed, of course, cigarettes, PCP. Pretty much to me, if you ask me now, I thought he was a Cabbage Patch head.
What is a Cabbage Patch head?
A Cabbage Patch head is someone who does all the drugs.
At once?
No, not at once, but they're pretty much open to doing any type of drug. Like, they just want to get high all the time. High.
So your dad was high mostly all the time? Wow. And you just still have a smile on your face. That's amazing. So at the first grade?
Yeah, 5, 6, around 7, it ended.
Yeah, okay, so it ended. Why did it end?
He finally went to prison and got caught, but I don't know for what.
Wow.
And I'm guessing it had to do with his lifestyle. That's what I'm guessing, yeah.
And when he got caught, like, did you feel relieved or did you feel happy? Or did you know, or you said, oh, that's my dad, I love my dad, like, I'm sad? Or you just was like, oh, I don't really know him, he's not around, he's in jail, I'm gonna still be a kid?
Pretty much. I really didn't care. Like, if he went to jail, that was on him, he chose his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like, I had no feelings for him. Because he really wasn't a father.
Right.
I mean, he's my birth father, but he's not a father.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I get exactly what you are saying.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that stopped. So you got to be a regular kid. Okay, so did you have any friends back then?
I had a lot of friends, yeah.
Okay.
I was pretty much popular in school without being popular. I was the loner, but everybody wanted me to sit with them and all that crap. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
no,
other
you
than
can
that,
cuss.
yeah, you know, it was just like, okay, and I would just be a big loner and everybody wanted me, oh, come hang with us for lunch or sit with us, and I would just sit there by myself. I guess because of what I was going through at home.
Right, because it's like, how do I supposed to be normal when I'm going through all of this stuff, this is going on, and y'all coming to school, and y'all parents are together, and y'all go home to a home, and I go home to this bullshit. So it's like, how do I relate to you guys, right?
Yeah,
that's how you felt?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you was basically a loner, and you went through that. So let's fast forward to you becoming 12 or 13. I understand that you went to the foster system. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Okay. My mother was still an alcoholic, of course.
Okay, your mother was an alcoholic.
Yeah,
okay.
she was. She would abuse me all the time, and we were living in motels at that time.
She abused you? Like, can you like go into details about that?
She would throw boots at me. She would hit me with the telephone, hit me with the slippers. She would wet towels and just hit me in the back and pour salt on my back in the shower. And she made sure the water was hot.
Wait, hot? So
like hot, yeah, like hot.
Why would she treat you like that?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's because she knew I was gay. Because
Like
I was really, really feminine when I was little.
Oh, so she didn't like gay people?
She sure didn't.
Wow.
Well, now that I know, I just didn't know then. Why is she always beating me for it? What did I do wrong? Yeah. Sorry. So she had hit you with a towel and it was hot in the shower? Hot water.
Hot water, like steaming hot water. And it was burning you?
Yeah, on my back.
So you had burns?
Basically, yeah.
You know, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, you know, Nacho, you know, because I know you probably don't want me to be like that. But I just don't understand how somebody can do that to a person, especially their child. I just don't get it. Okay, so I just want to know, so how did you feel like when she did that? Like, did you feel like this is the end of the world, or why did God put me in these people's presence? How did you feel?
Like, yeah, I asked God, why am I going through this and stuff, you know? Oh, why was I born to suffer, you know? But my mother would reply, I guess because of how feminine I was, and she knew I was going to be gay when I was older or whatever, because I was already gay.
Right.
But she would be like, God makes you suffer for your sins.
She said that?
She used to tell me that. she'd be like, oh, you have to suffer for your sins, so I'm going to be the one to, do it to you.
Yeah, God forgive me, but my mama would have did some stuff like that. I probably would have been right on the news because I would have did something. But anyway, we get back on that. But anyways, okay. So with that being said, so after that you was with your mom, and then so what happened after that?
Other than that, I always went to school.
Did you like going to school?
I love going to school.
Because that was like a release of getting away from them people.
Yeah.
And when school was over, you had to go back home.
Yeah.
Did you ever go outside and play?
No.
You did it?
No,
so you was in the house with...
I was always in the house with my mother, and she would tell me to eat, do my homework, watch TV, and then I guess whenever she felt like she had to drink, and she would get in like these big mood swings and just go all violent.
You didn't like tell your teachers? You didn't, was you scared?
Oh, I was scared because my mother was just like not very emotional. She was an emotional person. To make a long story short, her parents were both Marines, so they raised them as brothers and sisters to be a certain way. So she raised me kind of that way, but not the right way like her parents raised her. I don't know where the alcohol came into her life and how she got all violent. Maybe it's because she had no love in her life and her man left her, which is my father, and that's not my problem.
I get it.
So she had to take out all her frustration out on me, I'm guessing.
Okay, so let's fast forward it. So, when did your father pass away? Who passed away first, your mom or your father?
My father did. At 13, he died.
How did he die, if you don't mind me asking?
Cirrhosis of the liver, alcohol. He used to drink hard liquor. And I'm guessing it was because of drugs, too, because he would shoot up and do all the things.
How old was your father when he died?
Way older. He was like 50-something.
50-something?
I think 53, yeah, around there, yeah.
Then, how long ago after when your father died, your mother died?
15.
15, so that was 2 years later.
Yeah.
So, when your father died, how did you feel? Did you feel any emotions, or you was like, thank you, God?
Basically, yeah, thank you, God, he's gone, yeah.
How did your mama take it?
She got very emotional, super emotional. She would sit there and cry and drink her life away and just listen to music.
Did she like take any of the anger out on you?
No, actually, she didn't. She did
God.
not. But I guess when she would get loud and do certain things to me, the next door neighbors one night called the cops, and that's where I made my transition into the foster care system.
Thank God for the neighbors. So when you went to the foster care system, did you feel like, thank you, God?
I felt like I had to go, but I was scared too because I didn't know where it was going to.
Right.
So I had mixed emotions.
And it was like, okay, I don't know these people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably going to some strangers and they're going to do the same thing to me that my mom and my dad did.
In my mind, I thought all parents were kind of like that in some type of way. But, like, because I was always putting on a friend at school, so I made it seem like I wasn't going through nothing. So I'm thinking like, oh, maybe other kids go through the same thing I was going through, and they would put on fronts when they came to school.
Right.
That's what I thought in my head because I wasn't educated on how a real family was supposed to be.
You went to a foster home, so did things get better from there?
It did. It
Okay.
did. My very first foster home, it got very, very good for me. I had went to Almonte, and I was in 7th grade going into 8th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
It was very peaceful. I went there with nothing. I went to a new school. I made friends very, very, very fast. Other than that, certain dudes did not like me because I was feminine, but a bunch of the girls liked me. And certain guys pretty much liked me, but they would only talk to me when they were by themselves.
You went to a foster home and things started to get better. Now, with your mom, how did she feel about you getting taken away from her? How did she feel?
She put up this front like, oh, I treat my son good. I feed him every day. You know, he gets 8-hour naps. I don't even abuse him. And the social worker took off my sweater and she saw there were like bruises on my arms and like I had bruises on my back and it was just horrible.
Okay, you've been in the foster home and you've been in a new school. Tell me, how did you find out your mother died? Like, what happened? Tell me about the day you found out what happened to her.
The day I found out she died, she was in the hospital. I had no idea she was pregnant with another baby. I have a sister. She's born premature. her insides didn't develop all the way. She has a hole in her heart. Yeah.
She's alive to this day?
She is still alive to this day, living with my aunt.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we're going to talk about that more. But so she was in the hospital.
When I went to go see her, because my social worker asked me if I wanted to go see her. And I said, sure, why not?
What did your social worker say? Oh, your mother's going to die. Do you want to go see her?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, 'cause
she
then
was
she-
on a respirator.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why was she on the respirator? Like, what happened?
I guess from all the drinking that she was doing or whatnot. And so it didn't even look like her when I went to go see her. She blew up and she had preeclampsia. I'm sorry. It's a disease that older pregnant women get. She died.
So what did the disease do to your body?
Made all her insides shut down. Like her kidneys, her heart stopped pumping, her blood circulation is just stopped moving. And
It's like because of the drinking?
yeah, that and I guess the preeclampsia that she had.
Wow. Okay, so you went to go see her, and was she able to talk?
No, she was, when I talked to her, her eyes were opening up, but they weren't open like as normal. They were just like open like, you know? Yeah, like.
So what did you say to her?
I was like, may you rest in peace. May God take you, and that was it. And she blinked her eyes twice, and she never opened them again.
She died right there?
I'm guessing she did, yeah. Because my social worker called me like 2 weeks after that saying, oh, your mother passed away. But the baby was born, and then that's when they told me that she went with my aunt.
Still, she was pregnant and dying, and basically I had to take the baby out of her stomach.
Yeah,
C-section.
because it was born 2 months early. Yeah, on the 7th month it was born.
Wow, wow. After that, so you at peace. So you at your foster home. So did you go to any other foster homes?
Actually, I did. I went to 2 other ones.
Yeah. Why did you leave your first foster home?
Why did I leave my first foster home? I got bored there, and I told my social worker, I want to leave. I want to go to another home. Lucky enough, she was nice, and she moved me to another home.
Oh,
Yeah.
And how did that go there?
I didn't like it because it was too far away from LA.
Oh, okay.
It was in San Bernardino.
San Bernardino?
Yeah.
Oh, you was in that district?
Yeah.
So, after San Bernardino, you said, I don't like that home.
There was the majority of the kids out there were, they were white.
Oh, okay.
They were racist.
Oh, racist.
Yeah, and so like, they would call me names. You know, like, and then they would try to start fights with me, and I was like, this ain't happening.
Right, so you had hit it. So you hit it. So did you come back to LA?
I came back to LA.
And that was your third foster home?
My third foster home.
And how was that?
It was pretty good. Yeah, my third foster home was pretty good, yeah.
Did you ever think about, okay, I have a little sister, I want to get to know my little sister. Do you know your little sister?
I do know her, yes I do.
And how is your relationship?
I don't quite see her often because my aunt, she doesn't like me going over there because of what I have and how I live my lifestyle.
Oh, so your auntie's against it too?
Yeah,
So your
not because I'm gay, because of what I do.
And what is that?
Well, at the time I was prostituting myself.
Let's get into that, and let's get into the talent. Enough of that. So, I first saw you at the arena, and you had long curly hair, and you was voguing. I didn't know what voguing was. I mean, you had your little glasses and everything. I was like, look at her. You had a little skirt on and stuff. And I was like, oh, is he over there going in? What is he doing? And you don't know that. I used to see you in the arena. And I probably about a year later, I ended up figuring it out. So you was voguing. So how did you find out about voguing? And how did you find out about the ballroom scene?
I met this person named Tito.
Tito, do I know Tito?
He goes by many different names. Moreno Loco, the Puerto Rican guy who's from Pretty Boy Empire.
Tito, I remember Tito. Where have you been?
He's been in Hollywood doing the Hollywood dorms, I believe so.
Oh.
I've lived there like maybe for a cool minute, and then I left, yeah.
So basically you found out about the ballroom scene through Tito.
Yeah.
And what made you want to get into it hard? Like what made you want to go hard in the paint? Like what made you want to do that?
I was going to Ebony Lane's mini balls in Western and 39th back in 2003.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, I had walked up in there, and the father of the house was Gotti back then. Jonathan Gotti, I believe so his name was.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
And he looked at me, and he's all like, I've never seen you around before. Who are you? Like, I guess he wanted to meet me, but I felt like he was trying to throw me shade, like in a rude way, because Tito's associated with the tea party scene. And that's where I was making, I guess, the transition from one party scene to the next. And so it was like, oh, my name is Alfred. I know nothing about the ballroom scene. I've seen voguing, I thought it was really, really cool. And I've seen how they vogued and did everything. I was like, wow, that is so awesome. It looks so pretty.
Right.
And ever since then, I kept going back because she used to throw them every Saturday night there. And I remember the balls ending at 6 a.m. all the time. And I remember a lot of people would ask me to be a part of their house, but I was pretty much scared because I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, Because sometimes I would see the kids fight, And I was like, oh, no, I don't want to fight. They would fight over, oh, I felt like I should have won, over stuff like that and money and trophies. And it was just, at first I was just scared, It was just like, I don't want to be a part of that. But then I was like, no, I'm going to be a part of it because you can't have fun if, you don't ask for trouble. If you just stay out of it, it will not come to you.
Oh,
that's how I seen it.
Okay. So with the ballroom scene, a lot of the young people and, the new generation too, the old generation, however you want to say it, they all get into this world where I say it's a dark side of the ballroom scene. And they forget about everything. I am one of them that became a part of the dark side. And when I say the dark side, you're forgetting who you are. You're living for people that you think that's living for you. You're trying to do what everybody else is trying to do as far as the drugs go, as far as prostitution go. So I want to know, you said that you prostituted yourself. I wanted to know, how did you start doing that? Was it because of the ballroom scene, or did you start doing that when you was in a foster home? How did that come about?
Oh, I remember one time when I was in high school, ninth grade. This was 2002, I believe. So yeah, 2002, because 2000 when I graduated 8th grade. So I had went to Santa Monica and Highland. This drag queen introduced me to that scene. She was part of the tea party scene, so it was like, okay, she took me down to Western where all the Latin queens were at.
Okay, Western and Santa Monica?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they all be at.
So it was like, okay, I'm gonna come down here. I was scared, I didn't know what the hell was going on. She's transgender now. Her name is Jennifer, I believe so.
Jennifer, I probably know her, maybe. Was she black?
No, she's not. She's Latin.
Latin, okay, that's what you said, okay.
She took me down there, and at first, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put on girls' clothes, I'm gonna see what the life is like, and everybody made it seem like, girl, you can make lots of money out there. You can make like $800 in one night, and you even gotta work a job, They made it sound so glamorous. And I went out there one night, and it was not pretty. I was like, what is the tea?
Right.
I seen girls fighting girls and like girls hopping in and out of cars, and like I had my first date and I hopped in there and it was nothing like they said it was. I made $200.
Wow.
I was like, where's the 800? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the 800?
Right.
They didn't tell me you had to clock dates back to back to get that.
Yeah.
They made it seem like, oh, you could just go on one date and you can get your life.
Right.
That's what they told me, And then so it was like, well, the Latin queens didn't like me because I didn't speak Spanish. They're like, oh, girl, you're Latin. Why don't you speak Spanish, know? And I was like, I don't know. My mother never taught me. Anyways, that was pretty much it. And I was like, oh, this is, not the lifestyle that I wanted, And so, like, I was still in high school or whatnot. And I was like, damn, if you could get money that easy, then shit, I'm going to go back, And I was like, damn. So I went back. Even though I didn't like the lifestyle, I was like, but money comes with it.
Right.
So that's why I got the money.
Right.
And that's how I was making my money to go to the balls and, putting on those little funny looking outfits.
Well, you always been your own unique person.
And then I would, go to arena, wait there till 2 a.m., then I would clock my coins. And then after that, none of the Latino kids really liked me at the arena either. So then that's why I started going back towards the stage where all the black kids were at. And I got more love from them for some reason. Because I would always fight with people who were like pretty much kind of my own race, but they weren't, because, I'm Cuban and Nicaraguan and Filipino.
Okay.
So it was like, well, I don't feel a connection with any of these because most of the kids in California well, Latino kids are either El Salvadorian, Mexican, Guatemalan, or, you know, Honduran. And I just didn't feel no connection with them. So I was like, I'm going to start partying, you know, with the black kids.
Right,
you know,
okay, right.
I feel
you
more like I'm
around.
comfortable with them. You know, I understand them. They don't knock me, you know. I mean, of course, there's going to be shade here and there, but other than that, they all love me, you know, and I love them back, you know. That's why I stopped partying with them, stopped going to tea parties, I stopped going to raves, you know. So I just started going to the ballroom scenes more often, and I started going to later on, I started going to the Catch when I became of age.
Now, I understand that you are very, very out with your situation. You know, for you, those that don't know, Alfred is HIV positive, and he's very, very open with his story. And I want to touch on this subject because there's so many people out there that's going through it. I have 5 friends that passed away of AIDS. Because when I was young, we used to make the HIV word so negative. Oh, don't talk to him, he's sick. Girl, she got the gift. Don't talk to her.
She's pregnant.
Yeah, girl, you know.
She's saucy.
Yeah, she's saucy.
Okay.
She got the kitty cat, you know, all that. And the thing about it is, my best friend used to be around Guy, and he used to hear her say that. And Guy had it like the whole time. And we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? He didn't tell us. It was always speculations. It was always, you know, people saying stuff allegedly. But the thing about it is that he was going through it, and he went to his deathbed saying I wasn't sick, you know? And after my best friend had died, you know, I was like, I would never make that word negative ever again, like, because it is a positive. People feel like, you know, when you get HIV, you're gonna die, and it's not that. Now, this 1994, 93, you're 96 or 95, yeah, you might wanna cry, because back then the medication was killing people. So now the medication that they have now is really, really good, and you can live a full life with it. So with that being said, can you please tell me about the story when you found out that you was HIV positive? What happened? What transpired?
Okay, so anyways, I had a boyfriend in high school from 16 to 20.
Okay.
Okay. We were together for 5 years, but he knew what I was doing. I said, this is what I do. I make my money.
Right.
You don't like it, you can walk.
Right.
But he stood with me.
Right.
I graduated high school at 16.
Congratulations. High five. I graduated high school.
2004.
I'm class of 2003. Woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a boyfriend, and go from there.
I think around when we turned 18, I was gonna go to the Marines with him.
Oh, was that serious?
Yeah, it was serious.
Okay.
But I chickened out.
I mean,
The thing is, they told me, if you don't pass the test, you do not qualify. And I was like, okay, so I did the test, I failed it.
oh,
But what I didn't know was, at the time I was living with this transsexual named Cassie. She's Puerto Rican. And then she also worked the Boulevard. They came to my aunt's house when I was like 18 going on 19. They came for me with a bus, my aunt said. They came 3 times. And somehow, some way, they found out where I lived at. I don't know how they found out. They came to my door and knocked, but I had my long hair then. And so they asked for, is, you know, Mr. Lopez here, Alfred Lopez? And I was like, no, I don't know who that is. But I was combing my hair like this with the brush. They didn't see my face. At that time, you know, I was just like, I don't know. I knew he would write me letters and stuff because he's already long gone. And I would get them and I would go to my aunt's house. That's where the letters were going. At 20, he died in a bomb. So I never got to break up. I don't know what a breakup feels like, but I guess I kind of know what it feels like.
Was you heartbroken?
Very heartbroken.
Because you was in love. Wow, so that's just like another situation for you. Wow, so okay, so you went on from there, and you okay?
I'm fine, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
So from there, you had went on from there, and then you found out?
No. What had happened was I found out way later when I was 25.
And you got it from him?
I did not get it from him.
Oh, you got it from?
I got it because I was so heartbroken. I was like, I'm never gonna love anyone again. I'm never gonna have a boyfriend again. So then I became like this sex addict. I got depressed. That was my way of being depressed, was just going to have sex with random people, and I didn't care, you know, in that state of mind. So I was going to sex parties, bathhouses, sex clubs, you know, orgy parties and swimming, like pool parties. You know, I got involved in like the circuit party scene way later.
Was you on drugs?
Yeah, I was popping mollies. I did meth here and there.
Wow.
What else have I done? I smoked a lot of weed, of course. But other than that, you know, weed and meth gives you the most amazing high. I didn't mean to put it like that, but for me, because it's me,
funny, but,
you know, I've been smoking the shit.
Yeah,
but
right.
anyways, other than that, and then I had found out one day, I went to the Friends of La Brea, they did a finger prick on me. They're like, oh, you're HIV positive. I didn't cry, because I was like, I know what I'm getting myself into, because like, I always wanted to like die. It was like, oh, you know, I kind of blamed God for a cool minute. I was like, you took my man away. How could you? You know what I'm saying? But no, it's, you know, when it's people's time to go, it's people's time to go. It's not, you know, it wasn't, people choose their own lives, choose their own paths, you know, and he chose his path, so I couldn't be angry at him. At first I was, but, you know, I had to sit there and think to myself, you know, I have to stop feeling sorry for myself. I have to get my life together. Other than that, I've been taking my pills every day. I'm undetectable. When I first found out, I was 336 T cells. I was close to AIDS.
Yeah.
Because I guess for a long time I didn't know I had it.
Yeah, because when you get below 200, you get AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you was close. So.
Very, very close. And I had a viral load of 5,000.
Ooh,
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay. So you never cried about it, so you just handled your shit.
Yeah.
So, okay, so with that being said, before we wrap this interview up, can you give the people out there that's in the foster home, people that's getting abused by their parents, people that have HIV, can you just give them just a word of thought? Is there anything you want to say to them out there?
Yeah. Okay. As for me, you're young now, stay in school, do not drop out of school. Whatever you do, stay in school, graduate, go to college, get a job, and do for your own self. That's what I would say.
Okay.
And succeed. Because as you get older, things get harder, and people do not want to help you out when you're older. When you're younger, everybody wants to help you out. So, since they're young now, take advantage of all that help, and you'll succeed in life.
Right, just regardless of what you're going through, regardless of the abuse, or regardless of anything, and always keep a smile on your face, because God is good. Because you, yes. I just want to let you know you are an inspiration to a lot of people, and you are going to save a lot of lives by this interview. And you are strong, you are brave for coming here and telling your story. And I just really, really want to thank you for coming on my show. And you are always welcome back. And I just want to say I love you. Okay.
I love you too.
All right. Okay. All right. With that being said, I am your host, Enyce Smith, and remember, everything goes beyond the runway. See you next time.